the hit. Pockets on 22 clip. I'll make a heart, come I go so. Put on a shirt, get put on a blick. Feel like a stain, you ready to lick. I had to tell her that I was a dick, no I was. She singing my songs, she wanna die lit. Tryna get hit, house like a plate. Deposit it, deposit that check. Smile on my face, ain't finished. Come and get checked, ice on my neck. That roll her wrist, she in the sky. Hell of a cat, push her to church. 400 packs.
Yeah, I spend it in Paris. Just for these, they finna just for fun. It's so they pop. I'm just finna hit. I'm feeling hip. I'm rusting the all on my viewers. I
Feel like the rock.
Ever since I was a kid, I've been legit. If I was you, I would cut up my wrist. XO tatted all over her body. Oh, she just wanna roll and I don't mind it. Ever since I was a G, I've been legit. Nah, you should let her go. She wanna be double O tatted on her body. It don't matter what they say. I'm timeless. City on fire when I'm coming home. Fill up the sky, I fill up the dome. They'll play it one day. It's a hell of a show, but it's gonna hurt, cause we did it first. Feel like skateboard beat, BBC boys on the creep. Feel like it's 03, Neptune drum with a beat. She hit me flipping a beat.
All right. Hey, great to see everybody out there. We're going to get the press conference started here in just a few minutes. So if we can get everybody to find your seats, and then we'll get the introductory press conference going here in just a couple of minutes.
Ever since I was a kid, I've been legit. If I was you, I would cut on my wrist. XO tatted all over her body. She just wanna roll and I don't mind it. Ever since I was a G, I've been legit. You should let her go. She wanna be double O tatted on her body. It don't matter what they say. I'm timeless, 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 timeless. We timeless, 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 timeless. We timeless.
All right. Well, great to see so many people out there. And let me just say this. I am not surprised that this place is absolutely packed for this special event. It is not surprising at all. My name is Brian Roth. I'm the voice of the Colorado State Rams, and we welcome you to the official introduction of the newest Colorado State men's basketball coach. And I say this with confidence. I don't know if there's been a more exciting time in Colorado State men's basketball. And that's saying something considering the players and the coaches that have hallowed this building, Moby Arena, and we'll forever be grateful for that. We're always going to be grateful for the memories of this past season, but today marks a new chapter. And usually when we have these introductory press conferences, we're welcoming in a new head coach. We welcome them and their family to Colorado State. You welcome them to Fort Collins, to Northern Colorado, but not this time. This time, CSU didn't have to look far. They found the right coach right here already at Colorado State. I think that's what makes it special. So it's my honor to get the celebration and introduction started by welcoming the Director of Athletics at Colorado State, John Weber.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so proud to see everyone here. And before we get started, how about a round of applause for our Mountain West Conference Championship team and NCAA Tournament team? Unbelievably proud of all of y'all. I mean, the run that you went on through the Mountain West and into the NCAA tournament is something that you will always remember, and we will always remember as well. So thank you. We've got family here today. We have former coaches here today, and Coach Jacobson, Ali's coach from Northern Iowa, coming into the day here. Just a phenomenal show of support. We're in Moby Arena this morning, a site that many magical moments have happened over the last 7 years. There have been buzzer beaters, there have been blowouts, there have been tears of joy, there have been tears on senior night. And we've seen postseason play in 4 of the last 5 years. We've seen an NCAA tournament run 3 of the last 4 years. And we've seen a Mountain West championship and a team this year that I assure you no one looked forward to playing. And Ali was here for all of it. During those same 7 years, we saw a program grow, we saw a foundation get laid, we saw a culture emerge, and we saw young men that we can all hold in high regard. So when our head coach position became available 4 days ago, there was an immediate and obvious choice to fill that position. But there was also a serious duty that my team and I had to make sure that we entrusted this emerging basketball power to the right person. We ran an intensive national search. We talked to head coaches, we talked to high major assistant coaches, we talked to a lot of people, and we worked our tail off to make sure that we made the right decision, and we did. So Mallory, Mela, Ty, Liam, and Luke, please join me in welcoming our 21st men's head basketball coach, Coach Ali Farokhmanesh.
So I'll start with this right away. I tweeted out yesterday that I am a crier. My players know that. I've cried with them multiple times. They put Kleenex up here for me. This is surreal. This is a dream that I've had since I was a little kid. My parents were volleyball coaches at Washington State. I used to grow up watching them continuously go to Sweet 16s, Elite 8s. My heroes were volleyball players growing up. Sarah Silvernail, Stephanie Papke, the list goes on. That's where this dream started for me. I want to also start by thanking President Parsons. She gave me a call this morning, and she was excited. It built the excitement for me that already was burning inside. Then Coach Jake called, and I had to stay on the phone and apologize to Coach Jake for staying on with President Parsons. I thought that was the right thing to do at the time. So I made a good decision right away. So that's the first thing I did as a head coach. John, Christina, Diaz, and Scott Sidwell, thank you guys so much for trusting me. The process was awesome. I know some other people thought it was long. I loved it. They got to know me better. They knew me as an assistant coach. They knew me from the sidelines of holding up that board, talking to our guys, being in the room with the guys constantly. They saw that every day, but they needed to see me as the head coach and what I could make this place become. And I appreciate them putting me through that process and getting to know me better as a man. My wife, Mallory, She is the CEO of the Farokhmanesh family. She runs our family. She runs me. She is what holds us together every single day. She grounds me. She keeps me balanced. I know I would not have balance in my life because I love what I do every single day, and she provides that for me. My 4 children, that was a great job by John remembering them. Luca, Liam, Ty, Mila, you guys mean everything to me, and I appreciate you guys being here. Mila told me when Mal came home and said, your dad's gonna be the head coach of Colorado State, she had a piece of spaghetti in her hand and she said, I think you're gonna be a good coach, Dad. So I got the vote of approval from her, so I feel good about it. I gotta thank Coach Medved. I wouldn't be here today without him. There's no possible way I'd be standing up here. He provided me with the last 3 years of putting me in a place that I was gonna be prepared for this moment. There's no way that I would have felt comfortable standing up here today and telling you that I was going to be ready to be the head coach of Colorado State without him. It started back at Jethro's Barbecue for everyone in Iowa that knows what that's about. Started at Jethro's, and I was a young assistant coach that thought I had all the answers. I was going to recruit every single kid. 5 stars were coming to Drake University. I was ready to go. He saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. He prepared me for this moment. And it's a reality today, thanks to John Weber and President Parsons. I see that Northern Iowa shirt back there too now. Coach Jake called me this morning, and he just said, congratulations, and are you too big time to answer my phone call anymore? The next thing he said is, I'm in Fort Collins. That says everything to me about what I want to build in a program. This is going to be a family atmosphere, the same way Coach Medved's done it, but that's the coaches that I've had in my life since I've been a player. From Steve Bergman, who was a high school coach in Iowa City West, one of the winningest coaches in high school history, to Doug Wagemeister, one of the best JUCO coaches in the country, to then Ben Jacobson in Northern Iowa. He built a program based on family, and I want to do that same exact thing, and someday I want to stand up here watching one of my former players lead their teams, and I'm flying in to meet them and watch them up on stage. I know my mom's waiting for this. I would not be a coach today if it wasn't for my parents. My dad is still a coach at Fossil Ridge High School today. They started this dream from when I was a little kid. I was drawing plays in the sand on the beaches whenever we'd go anywhere. I wanted to be a coach, and I watched my mom do it with grace, with integrity, and with love and care for her players. I want that same thing when I'm a head coach. I'm going to strive for that every single day, and I'm going to build a program the same way that my mom and dad built a program at Washington State, Iowa, and UNLV. Lastly, this is incredible to see how many people showed up, and being back in that room and meeting the people that I've seen every single day be here and be with me and talk to me and care about our players the way that they have, that made this moment that much easier for me seeing them. You guys mean everything to me. This fan base is the best in the country, and I can say that because I felt it the last 4 days. From everybody asking, like, what the hell are they doing, to the next questions of being like, you're ready, you're prepared, you're excited, we're excited about you, we have your back. That meant more to me than anything, and reassured me too that that's why I never left. That's why when I had opportunities to go other places, to look at other opportunities, possible head coaching opportunities, I wanted to be here. I wanted to be the head coach at Colorado State. Sometimes you got to be patient and wait your turn and keep doing your job, knowing that you are prepared for the next one when it comes. And Niko did that for me, and I know because of those moments, I'm ready to be the head coach. So in our family, we count the days by the amount of children we have. So 7 years ago and two less kids, Niko took this job. Before that, the only thing I knew about Fort Collins and Colorado State was from Tim Miles, Niko, and Wes Eichmeyer. When I was at Nebraska, they used to talk about it, that the university was amazing. The campus was something you're never gonna believe. You're gonna see the mountains. You're gonna see the sunshine every single day, and then there's some good beer too. After 2 days, I called my wife and I said, this place is different. This place is special. And the minute we got here, we've never felt different. It's always felt that way from the day we stepped on campus. This place is special though because of the people. I look in this room and I see familiar faces. I see smiling faces. I see crying eyes. I'm trying not to look at those ones because I'm gonna start going. But that's why I wanted to be here. This is home now. This was never a job for me. And I told John that in the interview. This is a great job. This is a great opportunity for me to start as a head coach. But the reason why I wanted this job is because of the people and how special this place means to me in my heart. And it's unique. We got a president that is a CSU alum. We got an AD that is a CSU alum. They're here because they love this place. And I truly believe love conquers all. And that's going to be a staple of our program. We will be one of the best programs because of the love that we share within each other in the locker room and the love that we share with this university. I go back to the family atmosphere, and I saw some people already today that said, I remember seeing you at church, and where are you lately? And that's what we have with our family, though. Like, I'm at Sunday football games. You know how this goes in spring football. Like, Coach Norvell knows this. We're going to see all 4 seasons in the spring. But I'm going to be there watching my son play flag football. We're going to be at Bethke Elementary going to recitals. We're going to be at City Park walking around, going to all the street foods and whatnot. We're going to go to Tour de Fat. Christina, we'll talk about that later. We're going to go see all those things because that's who we are. It's not something that we have to do. We're part of this community because we're a family and we want to be part of this community. Whether I was the head coach, whether I was the assistant coach, whether I was the GA, whether I was a financial advisor at Edward Jones, we're going to be in this community because that's who we are as a family. I also want to harp on something too. If we can take a second and stand up for these young men right here, we have not had a chance to celebrate yet. The hard questions were supposed to be for later. We have not had a chance to celebrate that. And I was even talking to them, and they were coming into my office and talking to me about it or on the phone. They have not had a chance to celebrate this moment and what they've done to win a conference championship. And I don't think anybody thought that they were going to be where they are after we started out 5-5 or whatever it was. No one thought that was coming, but they believed. And to see them win a conference championship in that conference tournament and then go win that first round game and then be right there to win that game against Maryland, that says a lot about not only as them as basketball players, because they're a bunch of talented players, but their resilience, their attitude to show up every single day. It was a joy to coach them. When we were 5-5, I felt the same way about them that I did when we had an 11-game win streak. I was excited to see them on a daily basis. And Coach Medved told me this from the beginning. You got to find a people and a team that you can lose with first. And I had no idea what that meant. until we started coaching here and I started learning, even if we lost by 20 or we won by 20, I wanted to see these guys every single day, and I was excited to see them when I walked in the office, when I walked in the gym, or when we started shooting. And you don't find that everywhere. And we're gonna continue to build this team through the character that you've seen for the last 7 years. That's not going to change. I will be different from Niko, I know that. But I will build the same foundation that Niko has established here with the type of kids, the type of coaches, the type of staff, and how we carry ourselves on a daily basis. I want to say one thing, like, this thing hit home for me. I was coming home on Monday night, and this is why I didn't want to leave. And this is why this place is so special to me. And I think this is why I was meant to be the head coach at Colorado State. I pulled up in my minivan, I pulled up back to my house, and I could see in the rearview mirrors there were some 8 people walking behind me. And they all looked very friendly, but I was worried that I was going to get jumped for a second. They're all walking up, and I'm on the phone with a recruit, and I get out of the car, and I open the door. I'm a little nervous at first. They walk up to the side of the car, and they start clapping and cheering for me. And that's why I love this place. That's what makes this place special, and that's why I hope that never changes. That's why I want to be a Colorado State Ram. That's why our players, that's why they want to stay. That's why Isaiah Stevens stayed. That's why Nate Clifford stayed. That's why David Roddy stayed. That's why Jalen Lake stayed. There's more names to go down the list of that. But I mean, Isaiah stayed for 5 years. Like, it's incredible. But it's because of the community that we have here. It's not because we're good basketball coaches. It's not because Moby Madness and everything else that goes with it that makes this place amazing. It's because of the people in the community that we see every single day, and these guys feel every single day. And everyone can attest to that. Everybody in this room can attest to that within this community. I thank you guys, everyone, for being here. Anyone that showed up, every single person that's been here, I know you took the time out of your day to come support me, this program, and what we're gonna build going forward. We got a great foundation, but I didn't come here to just sit on this foundation. I wanna build a building that somebody's gonna be proud of, that we're gonna look back on someday, that this was the starting ground. And Niko established something great, but we're gonna take this thing to another level. And it starts with everybody in this room, everybody that's touched this program, my assistant coaches, Coach DeWeese and Tim Shelton, they're staying with me. I can't thank them enough for sticking around. There's a few more people that are coming. I don't think I can announce these yet. I will when that time is appropriate. But I'm excited to be your coach. Thank you again. It means the world to me that you all showed up, and go Rams.
What an incredible speech there by Coach Farokhmanesh. We're now going to open it up to media questions. We're going to bring up a couple of chairs for Coach Ali Farokhmanesh and for Athletic Director John Weber.
Ali, you talked a lot about your coaching influences that have led you to this point. We all know you're a big relationship guy. How have your relationships with the players shaped the coach that you are, the coach that you want to be?
I think it's easy. We have great kids with high character that also have parents that have raised them to be great young men too. It ain't that hard to coach a Neat Clifford when you got parents like that. It's not hard to coach a Jalen Lake. It's not hard to coach a Bowen Bourne. All these kids that we have here, it is easy to show up every single day for them and help them grow and watch their dreams come true. That's why we do this job. It's not the wins and losses. I want to see these guys reach their dreams. Whatever that is, each person's different, but that's my goal. At the end of the day, that's why I got into this. That's why I was a player. It's the helping these guys reach dreams that they didn't think they could reach, and that's why I show up every day.
Ali, you kind of mentioned the process of, becoming ready to be a head coach. Can you just describe what that's been like for you the last few years of, kind of preparing yourself for this moment?
Man, this is the best example I can give from Niko, because he really did. He prepared me for this moment, and we talked about it for 3 straight years. He would talk about what I would ask him questions too. That's the one thing I've always in my entire life is I'm curious. I want to learn. I want to ask questions from everybody. I told John too, I know he's never been a head coach, but he's the CEO, and he went through the same situation that I went through, and he's talked to me about that. And I know I'm going to learn some more stuff from him. They're all parallel, right? The story though with Niko, and I told my wife this. I always remember this. At the conference tournament, there was some, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that know this too, that everyone's excited for Niko to go talk, right? It was the championship game. Niko was going to go talk right before, and everyone's like, yeah, it's good luck. Niko talks, and we get excited. Well, Ali's coming. And Niko tells me, hey, I got a bunch of stuff to do. Can you go up there and talk to everybody? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I'm about to go up there, and he's just sitting in the locker room. He's not actually doing anything. So I'm kind of confused as to what's going on right now. And then I go, Coach, do you need something? And he goes, no, you're good, and just winked at me. So he's always been preparing me. He set me up for those situations. He put me in those situations. It was all intentional. I thought it was coincidence at time, but he had a plan, and he set me up for success. And again, I would not be here today without Niko.
Ali, congratulations. What does it mean, first off, to have this tournament championship team here supporting you? And in this world of a portal and NIL and the realities of it, what is your pitch to them? Maybe to answer the question of the gentleman earlier, what is your pitch to them?
I said we had 6 a.m. lifting in the morning if they didn't show up. So, no. I think that's just, I don't know if there's a pitch. There's not really a pitch. I think it's more, that's the character of the people that we have in this room, but it's also the consistency of which we show up for them every single day too. And they reciprocated that back for me every single day. And I really truly believe that's why they're here. It's a family thing. I'm going to show up for them. They're showing up for me. And that's established from culture. And that that's driven from top down, but it's lived every day by the people that we bring in here. And that's the character of kids we're going to bring in. Because at some point, the best teams are player-led. And when they can drive the culture, once we establish the culture, that's what creates a winning program.
Congratulations, Coach. What do you think is the biggest thing that Coach Medved provided to you to help you get where you are now?
Responsibility. He did not ask questions when I would write down a play call. And it started out different. I think you have to build that relationship up, but it got to the point where I would have it written down on the board already before he would even look down, and he'd say, hey, let's run Falcon if you got David Roddy and you got good players, I know where the ball needs to go. But we would just, it came to a point where we were on the same path. We were on the same path in the way we thought about things. But the biggest thing is he set me up to learn about the things I didn't know about. In terms of meeting people, how you talk to people, when do you need to go say this? Timing is everything. And then treating people the right way and knowing that this is a people business, and that's the only thing that matters. It always will be the only thing that matters. And that's what I learned from Niko is people. And it sounds simple, but usually when you keep it simple, good things happen too.
Ali, congrats. You mentioned all the former players that stuck around this place, Isaiah, David, Neek, Jalen. All of them were voicing support for you this week and saying this was the obvious decision. What does it mean to you to have
their support through this and to know that they are fully behind you in this new era for the program?
Everything. Goes back to, yeah, we're the Kleenex. Jeez. When does John get a question? No, it's everything. Like, that's why you do this job. Like, it's not, I love the games. Like, obviously you love the games, and I think the players love the games more than practice. I'm sure of that, because I did too. Right, Coach Jake? But it's everything to me. Like, it's the 6 a.m. workouts that we would do in the summers. It's the breakfast club things and seeing them show up for those, and the 20 minutes before practice and the vitamins. It sounds great, and it's the basketball piece of it, and I don't think they know that. I love the workouts, but I love being there with them and talking about them and learning about their girlfriends, learning about what they're interested in outside of basketball. You can tell when a guy's having a bad day. You can tell when something's going on. And those moments, that's what's coaching. And I've become a better coach because I'm a parent. And it's the same thing. There's nothing different between being a parent and a coach. You're raising young men and you're helping them grow through a tough time and a transitional time in their lives. They're going through a lot of stuff. And I think all coaches see this today with the amount of social media out there. They're going through more than I ever went through as a player. I didn't have anybody DMing me or texting me when I was 0 for 22 to start the season. You remember that? No one's saying, no, they're not getting that. I didn't get that. They see that every day, and that's hard to go through. And we're there for them, and that's why I wanted Coach DeWeese to stay. That's why I wanted Coach Shelton to stay, is because they feel the same way that I do. They care about the character of them, and they want to be there for these guys too. And I'll hire the rest of the staff will be the same type of men too.
John, you said that Ali is the right guy. This is obviously a job that commanded significant interest. It's a program that's been to 3 tournaments in 5 years. What is it about Ali as a leader that kind of had him rise above the rest to you?
Well, I was hoping he's going to show a little bit more passion than what he's got. So that's a big part of it. Everything that he's said over the last 5, 6, 7 minutes, whatever it's been. But from a basketball perspective, an elite basketball IQ, an elite recruiter, an elite developer. We've got 3 players in the league now. When Nick goes here, 3 out of the last 4 years we got a player in the league. It's just unbelievable opportunity to keep that kind of talent here at Colorado State and continue to grow on the foundation that we've got. And we openly talk about that we're 3.5 seconds away from a Sweet 16. That wants to be a floor for us. How do we get back there? How do we do this time and time and time and time again? Because nothing moves the needle more for this athletics program and helps the university than playing on the national stage. And when we get to the national stage and we play, win and advance and do it again. And that it just has a massive impact on the university. And that's why we do what we do here.
John, what did you learn over the last 4 days about Ollie that you did not kind of realize as you were going through, before you went through this process?
Yeah, he cries. I don't know that that I learned things that I didn't know about him as a person and as a coach, but over the last few days, we had an opportunity to sit down and talk about what does it mean to be a head basketball coach, and what's his vision for the program, and how do we grow, and how does he want to recruit, how does he want to retain, what kind of members does he want on staff, how does he evolve from where we are today? Because like I said, we want this to be the expectation. That when we get into the postseason, we get there, we advance, and we keep going. And his views on how we do that, how we get there, I think combined with the support from our admin team, I think we're going to be a fierce team to deal with, and I'm really excited about it.
I'm going to count this as my first road win, so we got snack time now too.
All right. Hey, how about a round of applause for Athletic Director John Weber and the 21st head men's basketball coach at Colorado State, Ali Farokhmanesh. All right, and Ali was not joking. Snacks are right back here. Come and get them.